Oh, yes. Welcome, everyone. The Marijuana Time Show for November 22nd, 2017. I am your host, Joe Klare. Is the day before Thanksgiving. This may sound cheesy, but if you're ever watching this on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, put in the comments what you're thankful for. Doesn't have to be marijuana related. It can be anything. Anything you're thankful for. Put it in the comments. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but the news is filled with a lot of negative things. So maybe someone will come through, watch the video, look through the comments to put their comment in, and they'll see someone else what they're thankful for, and maybe put a little positivity in their life. It won't kill you. Take 5-10 seconds. What are you thankful for? Put it in the comments right there. Anyway, this is the Marijuana Time Show. I am Joe Klare. As I said, you can find myself and many other great writers over at marijuanatimes.org. All the latest news and opinion you need on the cannabis community, industry, and beyond. marijuanatimes.org. You find these videos as well. You can share them. They're on Facebook and YouTube. Go subscribe on there. Also, that would be helpful. And as I said, go share. Tell people what's going on. Help us spread the truth about cannabis. Our little Marijuana Time Show. We got going here. Today's stories, we have new regulations. More about the regulations in California. We talked about that the other day. We also talked about Michigan the other day and the trouble they were having turning in their signatures for marijuana legalization, getting on the ballot in 2018. Did they jump that hurdle? Well, you'll find out in a minute. Also, new numbers out of Nevada as far as recreational sales go. But first, I'm going to tell you the Marijuana Times Show is brought to you by naturesidecannabis.com. Grow safe and poison-free, organic, all-natural pesticides for your cannabis grow. Do not, I repeat, do not give customers, dispensaries, or whatever you're selling your legal cultivation to, your legal cannabis to, don't give them marijuana tainted with chemicals. Not only is it bad for their customers, it's bad for whoever ingests it. It's bad for passing regulations and being regulatory compliant in many states like California and Colorado and Oregon and Washington and beyond. The folks at naturesidecannabis.com can help you be regulatory compliant and make sure you're not giving or selling cannabis that is tainted with dangerous chemicals that people should not be ingesting. Natureside Cannabis, all natural, insecticides, organic. Go check them out. Proud sponsor of the Marijuana Times Show. The very first story today comes to us from the Marijuana Times. California released temporary regulations for the cannabis industry. We talked about this some the other day. There's this little follow-up to that. According to Alex Traverso, the Bureau of Cannabis Control in California, he said, quote, there certainly will be licenses issued on January 1st. Now, they're going to be hit and miss. There's a lot of towns, cities, counties, jurisdictions. They're all trying to come up with their own regulations. Like San Diego's already said, yes, we have regulations. Come in and set up shop. San Francisco, as we've been following on the Marijuana Time Show, is not ready for January 1st. Los Angeles might not be ready for January 1st. A lot of cities and towns just aren't going to be ready. So it's going to be hit and miss a lot in the beginning. There will be some businesses licensed and ready to open on January 1st. But, of course, there have to be a grower or a seller has to get local permits to be able to do so. So it's going to be a process. It's going to be a long process. Given the size of California, that's going to have something to do with it. So, but, again, the medical marijuana system is so extensive out there already that it's not going to hurt people as much as delays in other states are. But still, I mean, they voted on this. And these emergency regulations, by the way, they're temporary. But it's something that at least shows that they're trying to implement the will of the voters. Aside from licensing, the 200-plus pages of rules and regulations include strict requirements for retail end of the cannabis industry. Like other states, cannabis businesses cannot be within 600 feet of schools, daycare centers, or youth centers. All cannabis businesses will be required to have security systems that include digital cameras with a resolution of 1280 by 720. Operating hours must be between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., and no cannabis products may be visible from outside the business. A CDCL tracking system will be in place as well. Deliveries will only be to private places. There'll be no No commercial or public properties like hotels or other businesses will get deliveries. When it comes to advertising, whether it's on TV, radio, print, or digital publications, it can only be where more than 71.6% of the audience is 21 or older. I don't even know what to say about that. A random, arbitrary way to decide things. The population has to be 71.6% 21 years and older. What does that do? What does it accomplish? How does that keep the ones that are under 21 from seeing the advertising? And the ones that are under 21, they see alcohol advertising all the time. I've seen candy-flavored vodka commercials in the middle of the afternoon on Comedy Central. I mean, what? It's just a lot of random, arbitrary stuff. So they can say, look, we're doing something. What about the children? Won't someone think of the children? So that's why they do it. But there's expect regulations to change over the next, the foreseeable future, several months, several years. Again, these regulations are temporary. There'll be more. They have to probably have to go to the legislature and just a long wait. Speaking of legalization, what will probably come a long wait, Michigan voters looks like they will be able to vote on legalizing marijuana in 2018. Some things have to happen first, of course. This is a story from apnews.com. Organizers of a ballot drive to legalize use of marijuana for recreational purposes in Michigan submitted 365,000 signatures to the state Monday, which appears to be more than enough to qualify the initiative for the statewide vote in 2018. The Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol said the prohibition against recreational marijuana is, quote, a massive failure. If passed, people 21 and older could possess up to 2.5 ounces, which would be the largest allotment or the largest possession amount allowed in the United States when it comes to recreational marijuana. It's 71 grams, by the way. They would grow up to 12 plants at home. A 10% tax on marijuana would be assessed on the top of the 6% sales tax. Josh Hovey, a spokesman for the coalition, said fully legalizing the drug for adults will generate hundreds of millions in new tax revenue. He estimated that 20,000 people in the state are arrested annually for marijuana possession and cultivation. At a news conference a couple blocks from the State Bureau of Elections, he said, quote, oftentimes it's just adults using a plant that is less harmful than alcohol or tobacco. It's breaking up families. It's destroying communities. We can impose some regulations, create a new industry in the state. You're going to see not only the tax benefits of that, but jobs, less crime, and letting law enforcement go after things that are more important. State officials take about 2 months to review the voter signatures. They have to have about 252,000 signatures deemed valid. And then if that happens, the bill would go to the Republican-controlled legislature in Michigan. Lawmakers would have 40 days to adopt the measure, or it would be placed on the November 2018 statewide ballot. Legislators could propose an alternative marijuana bill to put before voters alongside the initiative. The people at Crimla in Michigan, they don't think that the legislature is going to pass the bill so that it will end up going to the voters. And, well, what happens from there, we'll see. That'll be about a year from now, or a little less than a year from now, in November of 2018. And last but not least, out of Nevada, Nevada's recreational marijuana sales top September forecast. As I said before, the forecasts are useless. I mean, if you get close, you can pat yourself on the back, and that's great. Good for you. But it's not it's not something you get right very often. The state's licensed and regulated cannabis dispensaries, this is from reviewjournal.com. They sold approximately 27.7 million rather. They need to darken up those dots. Darken up those periods. 27.7 million in recreational marijuana in September, more than 5 million over the state's projected sales for the month. Those numbers are down from August's sales numbers, which topped 33 million. They are slightly up from July's 27 million. September sales equated to 2.77 million in taxes going to the state's rainy day fund through the 10% excise tax. There's also a 15% wholesale tax, which is applied to the cultivator level, to both medicinal and recreational marijuana. That generated another almost $2 million. So they're already seeing the benefits tax-wise of recreational marijuana in Nevada. Keep you up to date on those stories and moreover at for all your news and opinion. Go check that out. Like I said, these videos are on there as well. Go share them. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the Marijuana Times Show, email info@marijuanatimes.org. And thank you to our sponsor, naturesidecannabis.com. Organic, all-natural pesticides. If you are a legal cultivator, just go check out naturesidecannabis.com. They're awesome. This has been the Marijuana Time Show. I am Joe Klare. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. If I don't see you, which, metaphorically, because I cannot see you. I'm looking at a camera and not you. But anyway, as I was saying, if I don't see you, have a great Thanksgiving. Family, friends, however you celebrate, don't celebrate. Whatever. See you all next time here on the Marijuana Time Show.